Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of increasing your AWS EBS volume size without losing a single byte of data. Most engineers assume they need to take a snapshot, create a new volume, and reattach it. But that is the old way of doing things. AWS now supports live volume modification, and once you see how simple this is, you will wonder why you ever did it the hard way. Scaling your storage correctly is critical because running out of disk space on a production database or log server can cause immediate system failures, and I'm going to save you from that headache today. Let us dive into the technical details of how to safely resize your EBS volumes on AWS. We are going to look at the process for both the AWS management layer and the underlying Linux file system. Specifically, we will cover checking your current setup, modifying the volume in the AWS console, monitoring the modification progress, detecting the disk change on your server, resizing the partition table, and finally growing the file system itself. Watch the full video without skipping any content to understand it better. Before we get into the topic, a small request to you. I have already uploaded many technical videos on different technologies and tools. We share more knowledgeable content every day, so if you are interested in learning and want to improve your skills, make sure you have subscribed to our channel and joined our WhatsApp community. The join link is available in the description, or scan the QR code shown on the screen. Let us get started. To follow this tutorial, you need an active AWS account with permissions to manage EC2 resources. We are using an Ubuntu 22.04 LTS instance, which is the most common environment for these tasks. You will need SSH access to your server and root or sudo privileges because modifying partitions and file systems requires administrator access. To check if you have sudo access, simply open your terminal and run the sudo who ami command. If it returns root, you are ready. We also recommend having the AWS command line interface installed, which you can verify by running AWS version. If you do not have it, the official AWS documentation provides simple installation scripts for all major operating systems. Take a moment to review each point shown on screen. First, we need to know exactly what we are working with. The df command shows you your disk space usage. We use the using the h flag for human readable output, and the using the t flag to show the file system type, which is usually ext4 or xs. Before you touch anything, you must know your current disk capacity. If this command returns a command not found error, ensure you are specifying the correct partition identifier, which you can find using the lsblock command. This output confirms our current root volume is 20 GB in size. We have 15 GB used and 5 GB available. This is a critical baseline. Always record this output before you start the resize process. If your file system is already at 99% capacity, be very careful, as some file system operations might fail if there is absolutely no free space left to write metadata. Now we tell AWS to increase the size. Use the modify volume command with your specific volume ID and the new target size in gigabytes. Note that you can only increase the size, never decrease it. The volume ID is found in your EC2 console under the storage tab. Once you run this command, AWS initiates the request, but the volume will remain attached and accessible during the entire process. This is the beauty of live modification. If the command fails, it is usually because you are requesting a size smaller than current, or the volume is in an invalid state, such as being deleted. The output shows the state is now modifying. The progress starts at 0. AWS is now working in the background to expand the underlying physical storage blocks. Your instance will not experience any downtime, but you might see a slight increase in I/O wait times if the volume is heavily utilized. Just be patient, as this can take a few minutes depending on the volume type and size. How do you know when it is finished? use the describe volumes modifications command. Keep running this until the state changes from modifying to completed. If you try to resize the partition before AWS finishes this process, your operating system will not see the new space, and you might cause a partition table error. Always wait for the completed status before moving to the next step. Once the state shows completed, the block device is now 40 GB at the hardware level. However, your Linux operating system does not automatically know about this change. We still need to tell the kernel to read the partition table and grow the file system. If you check with df at this point, you will still see the old 20 GB size. That is normal. We are not done yet. Now we use the growpart command. This tool is part of the CloudGuest utils package. It tells the Linux kernel to recognize the new disk size and expand the partition to fill it. Note the space between the device name and the partition number. This is crucial. If you get a command not found error, you can install the tool using sudo apt install CloudGuest utils. This command essentially rewrites the partition table header to encompass the new physical blocks. The output shows the partition size has changed. The new end sector is significantly higher than the old one. We have successfully expanded the partition, but the file system inside that partition still thinks it is 20 GB. We need one final step to stretch the file system to fit the new, larger partition size. This is the point of no return, so ensure your backups are verified. For ext4 file systems, we use the resize to fs command. If you are using xfs instead, you would use the xfs growfs command instead. This command performs an online file system resize. It updates the internal file system structures to recognize all the new blocks we just added. It is extremely fast and very safe, but do not interrupt it while it is running. If you interrupt this, you risk file system corruption, which would require a manual fscarp check. The file system has been successfully resized. The online resizing message confirms the operation was completed while the disk was still mounted and in use. This is the gold standard for production environments because you never had to take your service offline. Now, let us verify the results one last time to ensure everything is correct. Finally, run df using the ht flag again on the mount point. You should see the new size reflected immediately. If it still shows the old size, check that you ran both the growpart and the resize to fs commands correctly. These steps are a standard procedure for any DevOps engineer managing persistent storage in the cloud. You have now successfully expanded your storage capacity without a single minute of downtime. Our root volume is now 40 GB. We have 15 GB used, but we now have 25 GB available. This is exactly what we wanted to achieve. The usage percentage dropped from 75% to 38%, giving us plenty of headroom for future growth. If you see this output, you have successfully completed the entire life cycle of an EBS volume expansion. Things can occasionally go wrong. If your volume modification stays in the modifying state for hours, check the AWS Health dashboard to see if there are API issues in your region. If growpart is missing, it is simply a package installation issue, which is common on minimal server images. And remember, if you are using XFS, you must use xfs xgrowfs, not resize to fs. Using the wrong tool for the file system type is the most common reason of failure in this process. When working in production, always perform these operations during a low traffic window if possible, despite the online nature of the resize. Ensure you have a recent EBS snapshot before starting, as AWS volume modifications are permanent and cannot be rolled back. Monitor your application logs during the resize to ensure no I/O errors occur due to the underlying block device reconfiguration. It is also good practice to test this entire procedure in a staging or development environment, first to ensure your specific kernel version handles the partition growth as expected. First, Remember that AWS EBS volume support online expansion, meaning no downtime is required for your users. Second, you must always wait for the AWS modification status to reach completed before touching the OS partition table. Third, you need to use the growpart tool to update the partition table on the operating system level. Fourth, always match your file system resize tool to your file system type using either ext4 or XFS correctly. Finally, always take a snapshot before modifying production storage, as it is the only way to recover if a hardware level error occurs during the expansion process. These are the core concepts to carry forward from this video. I believe this video will definitely be a useful video. If you like the video, please do like and hide the video. Also share it with your friends and groups. It may be useful to somebody else. If you have any doubts or any requests, please let me know in the comments. Make sure you have subscribed to stay updated for our regular videos. Join our WhatsApp community using the link in the description because we share more knowledgeable content every day. Thank you for watching. See you soon in the next video.